Hello, I'm Jerry Fort. Um, how about a story from my youth in South Carolina? Kind of on a theme of South Carolina right now. Anyway, so um, how about a story? I think I might call this Story Time with Jerry. How's that title sound? um, we probably moved there in the I want to say mid to late 70s. Um, we lived in Lexington, South Carolina, and we lived in a trailer court called Frank Waite's Estates, and we lived pretty deep down into the trailer court. It went back kind of far back in there. Um, we were surrounded by woods, and there was a second trailer park, yeah, well, trailer court, I guess you could call it, um, over a block to the west. In the middle was a huge dump. Um, I don't know what the dump was used for, if it was used for the two trailer courts or not, but it was a massive, big dump. And me and my friend Greg, um, we would go and adventure back in there, and we would carry these spears. I was probably 13, 14 years old, probably. I want to say, well, probably maybe 14, 15 years old, somewhere around there. And we would carry spears that we made, and we'd go back in the woods and kind of act like we were adventurers and stuff. We'd when we come upon the dump, every time there'd be rats crawling around back in there, we'd be throwing our spears at them and stuff, act like we're hunting them and stuff. But my friend Greg, we were real close, and um, he lived up the street from me, and I'd see him almost every day after school. We went to the same school, but he was in a grade higher than me. But we would ride the bus together. That's where I met him, was at the bus stop. Everybody have to go to the end of the street to the main street and wait for the bus. But yeah, we would just venture around in the woods and stuff. When I first moved there and discovered fire ants and how massive they were and how aggressive they were, I was amazed, because as a kid I was really big into insects. I was always just looking at insects, catching them, trying to learn about them. But my most one that I was so fascinated by was ants. And every state that I moved to before South Carolina, I would always see what the local ant was of the state, and I would catch them and put them in a bucket of dirt, and usually I'd scoop up a big massive amount of their dirt and their eggs and their queens and stuff, and just watch them work. And they would build their homes back in the bucket, and make holes, and they would dig for their eggs and queens and stuff and try to save everybody. There's very community organized insect. Everybody is like, they work together. It's interesting. But fire ants, when I first discovered them, I was amazed, because well, I got bit by them many times. But the one time that I remember that was so memorable, it was Greg and I was back behind one of the trailers, and we were just standing back there talking, and I didn't realize it, but I was standing in a fire ant hill, and when I did realize it, I realized really quick, because man, they were biting the crap out of me. Um, when they just swarm on you. When you just barely touch their anthill, they come out in an army, just, and they look for the source that messed with their hill. And man, they went up my pant legs. They were all over my legs, and just climbing at me quick. And just I ended up taking my pants down to get them out. I didn't care if there was anybody around. I just had to get them out of there because, man, they leave welts. They have killed dogs, cats, cattle. They have taken down cattle in the pastures, and probably other farm animals, but mostly I heard about cattle, and they would, yeah. And I think they were, well, I want to say they were the reason why my dog died that I had. But I think she was hit by a car. But my folks wouldn't tell me exactly because I'm kind of a sensitive guy when it comes to animals. Growing up, I've always been that way. But yeah, because they said they got in her mouth, and I don't know. Anyway, yeah, fire ants, and I would, out of interest, I would get another bug of some type, and I would touch the anthill and throw it in there and see how it did. That was kind of cruel back then. I didn't think about it the way that was, but man, they could take on any insect. I mean, they're the dominant insect of the South, as far as I know, because they're aggressive, and they get a hold of you and they don't let go. And they do have a little bit of some kind of a poison that they do inject. It's their own little venom, that it makes you itch. It's almost like an intense mosquito bite is what I would probably describe it as. And but they inflict their bite more of a sting than what a mosquito would. But yeah, nothing could stand up to them. If an insect can take them on one by one on one, a fire ant probably wouldn't have a chance. Like the antlion or the doodlebug, if y'all have heard of that, they make the little funnel, in the very fine dirt. They make the little funnel, and they lay in the bottom, and they have the pinchers, and their body looks like a seed, and they get they can get as big as a bean, but they hide in the bottom of that little funnel, and a bug, ant, whatever, crawl in, and they can't get out, because as they're trying to get out, they're bringing the dirt down too. But the doodlebug will throw the dirt up on it and hit the bug and bring it down, and then once their legs get down there, they grab it with their pinchers and pull them under, and they just start, sucking their juices out like a spider, I guess. But yeah, and then after they're done with them, they pop them out, But doodlebugs, I used to take a fire ant, drop them in their little funnel trap, and then watch them. But yeah, I always had a fascination with the doodlebugs too. But let's see, what else? These are just kind of the trailer park stories. Had many other trailer park stories. That was an interesting trailer park. It had been there for a while, but the other trailer park was very. It was full of a bunch of low lifes over there. We didn't really get along with them. Where I'm at, 9 minutes, 13 seconds. I'm gonna probably stop at 10. But yeah, I had a good time in that trailer park. Met some friends. Greg was my best friend. I've lost track of him. He was from Salisbury, Maryland, and I think he lived in Baltimore sometimes. But he had lots of brothers and sisters, and we kept in contact a little bit. But then I lost track of him later. So I don't know where he is now. I don't know if he's alive or what. But yeah, he was a good friend, a good artist. He could draw really cool. He could draw really good. had a big interest in history. But hey, there you go. There's a story there for you. I'll every once in a while come up with a story. I know Scott Luckoff was interested. Maybe some other people will find it interesting. And okay, I'm going to end it there. And I'll see you all on the next one. Have a good Friday and coming weekend. And see if I can't pop out some more vids here and there. So, yeah. All right. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Like I said, have a good day. See you later. Bye.